Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, evening, or morning. I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're Witches Talking Tarot. And today we're talking about the Theft of Mjolnir, otherwise known as
Thor Wears a Dress.
Yes. Very excited for this episode. So since we've introduced the story, before we tell it, we need to give you the cast so
yes,
you can
I'm so excited
properly
about
picture this in your mind. I know. I love this part. This is my favorite part.
It is, me too.
Okay.
Me too.
So I guess Thor is the main character, so should we start with casting Thor?
Sure.
It rhymes too, so you gotta do it.
Well, I think Amber and I have a couple different,
mental pictures. Because,
Thor.
okay, so I totally, as I was reading the story on the Norse website specifically, where they went into detail and it kept talking about how angry he is and his eyes are all brooding and shit, I just kept picturing Triple H because my husband used to be a huge wrestling fan.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
So, yeah, well,
it's real, Amber.
Yeah,
it's real.
It's real. No, it's not. No. We know it's not real.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole time we watched, we knew it wasn't real. We made jokes about, the fakeness and how they, we loved talking about, it was his version of soap operas, was watching wrestling and shit.
That's so funny.
Yeah, God, I hope he never listens to this
Some people think it's
episode.
real.
Some people do. I think they've, at this point, just admitted it.
It's not real, but, I guess more early 2000s, maybe late 90s.
Yeah,
everybody was like, no,
it's totally real. Yeah, no. No. I mean, Hardy Boys were hot, and so were Edge and Christian. As an adult, I'm thinking about these wrestlers that I thought were hot when I was a teenager, and as I said each one, I was like, ew, but no, he's not.
Rock?
I am not attracted to The Rock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it a head? Is it his head?
So dudes that have, big traps, so most wrestlers are not attractive to me. I do not like the big traps.
So what do they have? What do these do? Are they helping lift?
I don't know. I guess so.
They're
you
more
can
for
pick somebody up
decoration
and throw them onto a table, maybe. I don't know. But that thing, I am not a fan of. And as much as Corey works out, I'm like, please God, don't get the thing. Don't get the thing. I'm cool that you got the this thing. Don't get this. Do not get the... I can't handle it. I will no longer be attracted to you. So I would be attracted to John Cena if he wasn't so built.
Does Jason what's-his-face have him? I don't think so.
Jason Momoa. But it's funny that you bring him up because as much as I pictured Thor as Triple H, because Thor's Norse, I want to say Jason Momoa. That's his name.
But he's
Momoa.
so he's not
so
Norse.
He's not Norse, and that's why I didn't say him. That's why I said Triple H.
Right.
Because he's very tropical. I could picture him as a Hawaiian god.
Maui. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or maybe that is
Surfing
The Rock.
god,
That's literally The Rock.
Jason Momoa and The Rock are different gods in this one pantheon. I like it.
Oh my God.
We're gonna we gotta look up a pantheon to fit them into that scope. Yeah.
So of course we've got the basic Chris Hemsworth. I do want to mention him because I feel like a lot of people when they hear Thor mention think Chris Hemsworth.
Right.
No fault there. Chris Hemsworth is fucking attractive.
I know, but again, the way I read the character, I just picture this, and I don't know. Triple H fits the mold. Granted, the guy that I mentioned for Loki, I could be willing to put in as Thor. I just feel like Thor's bigger than what's his face? Hunnam? Charlie Hunnam? The guy from Sons of Anarchy.
So I definitely see Charlie Hunnam as Thor. I think that's my number one. If we're not going with Chris Hemsworth, he's my number one for Thor. Absolutely.
I guess I could compromise, but could we call him Charlie H?
I think that's a great idea because we did that with the other ones too. We had multiple.
So if we because
and the guy that plays the Mountain in real life, I could see that shit. I mean, I could, but he kind of goes along with Thor has red hair.
Well,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So does the Mountain guy, and so does the Triple H guy too, right?
Yeah, he does. He has that reddish hair. Mm-hmm. So H Mountain. Are we combining Triple H and the Mountain? CH Mountain. So it's three guys. It's all three of them.
Climb that mountain. Well, it's like Everest. Many have tried.
So we want all three of them? All three of the guys?
Sure, I think
all
that's
three of the
great.
guys? Okay, so CH Mountain. CH Mountain.
I don't know the mountain's name in real life.
I don't either.
I think everybody just calls him the mountain because he fucking is.
So our Thor is CH Mountain. And Loki, who since, now that Charlie Hunnam is no longer in the running for Loki because he is part of Thor.
Do you see him with darker hair? Or no? When I hear Loki, I think black hair. But
when I think Loki, let's be clear, I straight up think of Floki from the Vikings show. Like, he's like kind of like
weird,
dark, mysterious, trickstery.
I can totally see that.
You can never tell whose side he's on. He's just
sure
like
he follows Loki.
I think he does.
Sure
He does. I am almost positive that is the case, which is why I was trying to make myself not say him for Loki. But that is how I picture Loki in my head.
With the thinning hair and everything.
Maybe he's got more hair. He's Loki. He's a shapeshifter. Isn't Loki a shapeshifter?
Right.
But if I'm gonna, let's see, somebody with red hair, because otherwise I picture Loki with like red hair, and I don't even know if that's accurate.
I think he has dark hair. I think that's why. But
so like a dark auburn. But it's like it's the whole trickster thing it's that attitude and energy that I get for him. Who do you think for Loki?
Well, I don't want to say Tom Hiddleston. I guess...
Is that Spider-Man?
Oh, no, that's Tom Holland. I guess Loki's a hard one, honestly. He really is.
He's that trickster. But he's also a seer, so he's like a powerful Norseman. Right?
Right. I don't imagine him super buff, though, because his power doesn't have to do with
and see, to me, Charlie Hunnam, or whatever that guy is, he's not that buff, which is why I kind of pictured him as Loki, because he's got that Norse look, but, like, smaller, like Loki, But I don't know. I guess let's think about Loki.
We'll go back to that because I'm over here like I could Google redheaded actors because I can't think of any redheaded actors.
Oh my God, Tormund. He's our Loki.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. Yes, I love him. Perfect. Because I can see him like
as soon as you said I can't think of redheaded actors, I almost said yes, and then I said Tormund.
Oh my God, absolutely.
So
and he's like looking at the fucking horse like because Loki has sex with a person, or he's a whore. Loki has the weirdest...
is a shapeshifter.
Yeah, he has the
some
weirdest
lore.
Shit. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he became a female horse and got pregnant.
Yeah, isn't he Sleipnir's father?
Yes.
Or mother. Oh, he was a female horse that got pregnant.
I think so.
Maybe I did. I think that is correct. I think he is Sleipnir's mother, not father.
And he also
I just remember it as father because...
What is the dog's... The big wolf? He's his father, too. Fenrir. Fenrir.
Oh, Fenrir. I can't.
Something.
I'm not sure.
So Loki's.
Okay.
Kids,
So Loki is just Torment. 100% Torment.
Everyone,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
The big woman here
drinking on the milk of giants.
Oh, well.
I know. I'm just saying.
Well, okay. So we got Freya. So would we see Freya? She's the goddess of beauty and also the goddess of love. So would she be war? Would she be in a similar situation with Aphrodite?
I think so. I think it would be great to have our Freya be that embodiment of beauty, and she's different actresses at different times. Mm-hmm. Maybe she's Keira Knightley when, in this one scene when she's being all demure and begging Thor to please on her behalf. Right.
And maybe she gets mad and she's... Who is it? A good, angry, beautiful woman.
Oh my gosh, I love her. The chick from, so right now all I can think of is from My Name is Earl, but she's also in Mom, but she's a blonde actress.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm talking about?
Chris fucking Pratt's ex.
No, not her. She is also in Mom.
Yes.
But the other blonde in Mom, the one that's super rich.
I only seen one episode. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, but have you ever watched My Name is Earl?
No.
Okay. I can't think of anything else she's in. Okay, want to Google My Name is Earl real quick? Maybe you'll recognize her because I'm sure she's in a lot of other stuff.
Is she older or is she...
I guess she's older than me. I don't know. Maybe she's my age.
My husband's book came in. He just ordered, what's it called? Death on the Nile. He likes Agatha Christie.
Nice.
She wrote the one, I can't think of the name. It's actually had like a really controversial name. I think it's been changed like 3 times. Where they all go to, they're all invited to a mansion. Who invited them? And they...
I've seen other shows that
like the
do
Family Guy. That's exactly what it's based off of. Death on the Nile is a movie getting ready to come out. I can't wait to see it. Which is basically they're on the Nile on a cruise, and it's this woman's wedding, and it takes place in the 20s.
Why?
Oh, it looks
There's fucking crocodile. Why are you saying a cruise? There's crocodiles.
Well, I bet it's beautiful. I bet it's gorgeous.
But there's crocodiles. There's lots of... Amber loves and is terrified of water predators.
So they like...
So why would you...
Oh, I don't know, but somebody kills someone and they're stuck on the ship. And there's...
there's crocodiles. No.
Right! No. So like... oh, okay, I know it's Jamie Presley.
Yeah! Jamie Presley. Yeah, Jamie Presley.
I know her.
I think she is a great mad one. You know what I'm saying? She's like... And when she's mad, she's so spunky. I don't know. I think she's a great mad beautiful.
Does she play on... I'm gonna look.
I was gonna say she's in a lot of other stuff. I can only remember
Joe Dirt.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I was gonna say like all that I could think of off the top of my head.
I could see that. Absolutely.
I was picturing her. My Name Is Earl.
Well, when I think of, unlike Aphrodite, when I think of Freya, I do think of more a blonde figure, a very Slavic type. You know, just because. She is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's just like Thor is redheaded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get you. So we're going with our embodiment of beauty casting. Mm-hmm. So whatever you think is beautiful.
What do you think is beautiful?
That's your Freya. That's our Freya. For whatever scene you picture her as, so shall we.
And we got the giant.
You want to tell us who you think?
The giant?
Yeah, we can do
okay, Thanos.
Next.
100% Thanos. I can't see him as anything but Thanos.
I'm good with that because the only other, like I told you, like Jabba the Hutt kind of popped into my head. But I don't really like
oh my god. Just when I think
I
of
am
Thanos,
not a Star Wars person. Sorry, kids.
Me either. I'm a Star Trek person.
Same.
But when I think Thanos, I think there was like this huge meme on the internet that people were sexually attracted to Thanos.
Oh!
Which is funny because they're like, oh yeah, Thanos is so sexy. And it's like, that's weird.
Yeah, is it the throbbing purple head? I'm sorry.
There's dildos. There
are. You know what? They have a dildo for everything. They got a tarot deck for everything. They got a dildo for everything.
Sponsor us, Bad Dragon.
I mean... I'm not sure where that, like, my brain went in, like, so many different directions.
But, I mean, them, like, we can do a mermaid one, too. Like, we'll just shout out all these dildos. Just sponsor us. We need some money.
Sorry, I was doing the mermaid thing, not the dildo thing.
Not the dildo.
Not against them. Don't get me wrong.
Not a fan of Thanos.
Right, dildos. Yeah, not a fan of the idea of Thanos dildos. Not a fan of the idea of a dildo.
Vampire dildos? We'll mention those on our fucking vampire episode. I mean, damn.
Suck it. Wait, never mind.
You put them in the freezer.
Opposite. Oh.
You put them in the freezer. They don't like. I
know. No. I don't like that idea.
I'm sorry we're on this topic. Again, sponsor us.
Cold meat. Nope.
Well, I mean,
thank
technically,
you.
if you have sex with a vampire, I guess that's what it would feel.
That's awful. It's no longer a sexy
vampires.
thing. Yeah, but I do not like the idea. I don't like being cold, Maddie. So cold entering one of my warmest areas,
Orifices.
That's a no-go. No-go. No-go.
Well, what if it gets, like, when you put your tongue on, like, a frozen pole?
I get stuck. Oh, and then like what? You got no. And unstick it on your own? No.
Oh, that's so funny.
I am not a fan of vampires anymore.
No,
I'm just kidding. I love vampires.
So is there anyone else we needed to cast?
Yeah, Heimdall.
Okay, so I personally...
I'm totally good with.
Okay, I see John Coffey. Yep. Absolutely.
I can't remember his real name. But John Coffey, straight John Coffey. Not even like the actor, but the character himself.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought that was his real name. Okay, no, the actor.
The actor. Okay, yeah, I don't know his real name. I just always call him John Coffey.
That guy. So if you guys know who we're talking about.
Yeah, his name's like Michael something or something Michael.
It is Michael something.
I think he has 3 names. I think he's a 3-name person, but I could be wrong.
Was he ever a wrestler, or am I wrong? God, he plays a gentle giant so well.
But we're just going to write John Coffey because I don't know his name.
In the movies, I'm going to go ahead and mention, because, we talk about pop culture here.
Always.
He is played by Idris Elba.
Yeah.
And, he did a really good idea. He dies.
Yeah, I know.
Spoiler alert.
But we love John Coffey. Like, I'm a huge Green
Oh, no, I mean,
fan.
Heimdall dies in the Marvel movies. Because somebody breaks into Asgard and... He tried to defend
He killed the guard.
He tried to defend
I was telling you earlier, I love that he's the guard of Asgard, and that's how he died.
Yeah, it's fucking sad. And he knew it was happening because Heimdall knows and sees everything. He's the all-seer. Which is how he kind of comes into this story.
Right, exactly.
Right,
yeah.
so going into...
So we have 9 more ladies to cast.
Oh, we do?
Because I really do want to cast the Valkyries.
Okay.
So Brunhild, and then the other Valkyries that they didn't get named, and I should have looked them up, but I didn't look up their names.
So we'll just call them the Valkyries.
The Valkyries, yeah. So Brunhild and the other Valkyries. So who should our 9 Valkyries be? Like I told you earlier, I totally picture like, when Ariel and her sisters are like getting ready, and like the sisters are all like kind of going around. Like I totally picture the Valkyries in that same like animation kind of way, like just like that fun. They're all different colors and different like, because all of Ariel's sisters each have like a specific look. You know what I mean? So I feel like each of the Valkyries, as opposed to being like 9 actresses that all look alike, I think they would all have very distinct looks.
Well, my first thought
they're women that take the men from the battlefield, right?
Amy, what's her name? She
Amy
played
Adams?
in Enchanted.
Amy Adams?
Yeah,
I like her.
I absolutely think so. She's got the beautiful red hair. Again, that's not important. Just when I think Nordic, I think red hair. But I could say the same thing about
blondes. Yeah, I think blondes
and Irish.
We'll see, because I think red hair with Irish, and I think blonde with Norse, personally.
Right,
that's just me.
I think both.
Really, in both, because like totally, I can.
Brown hair and brown eyes was coveted and the most beautiful thing over there. I had read that a while ago, so I apologize if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure everybody wanted brown hair and brown eyes, which makes sense because it would be a rare.
It would be exotic. To them.
A rare attribute.
So, I'm definitely. God damn, I don't know this girl's name. You said brown hair and brown eyes, and I pictured this little actress, but I can't tell you what she's from, so skip her. But I am going to vote that the first wife from Vikings is definitely one of the
absolutely.
Valkyries.
She could have been Freya.
What is her name?
I don't know. Her name in the
show.
What's
her name in the show? I don't remember.
Largatha? Or Lagatha? No R.
Yeah. So Lagatha, she's definitely one of the Valkyries. I see. Will you look up the cast for Cruel Intentions for me, please? Because I think this might be the girl they fuck with in Cruel Intentions she's like running through my head, and if we can cast her and you like her for a Valkyrie.
The series or the film?
The film. I didn't know there was a series.
Oh shit, it's a teen romance.
Yeah, no.
Now I'm like, ooh, that actually
it is called
sounds
Cruel Intentions for a reason, Maddie. I love that movie, don't get me wrong.
Is it a teen romance?
I wouldn't call it a romance.
No, I meant the series.
Oh, I have no idea. I've never watched the series. I've only seen the movie.
Reese Witherspoon?
Not Reese Witherspoon. There's a dark-haired girl.
Sarah Michelle Gellar? No. I think you should write her down, though. Because I definitely... With red hair. I don't know. She looks really good with I'm sorry, with blonde hair. She looks really good with, I meant to hit cast, I'm sorry. Okay, how about, well, I don't know. I was gonna say that one lady from Clueless. Blonde.
Alicia Silverstone. She could be a Valkyrie.
Catherine something. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's Amelia Blair.
Yes, Selma Blair. That's the one who keeps running through my head in a white dress. Whoever's seen the movie, you know Selma Blair with a white dress and she's running. I keep picturing her. When you said they love the exotic, the brown eyes and brown hair to them is beautiful and exotic. I pictured her because she's got like that porcelain complexion of like a Norse person, but with the brown hair and brown eyes. So are you good with Selma Blair? Oh yeah, go ahead. Valkyrie?
What?
Plus I like her name.
Let's see.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 4 more Valkyries.
I could also see Michelle Pfeiffer as Freya, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
I could totally see that. Sorry, I'm like, certain actresses.
Could we see? I think I could see Michelle Pfeiffer as a Valkyrie. She's so powerful.
Oh, absolutely. She's very powerful. Just like witches at black masses.
That's right.
That's what I'm thinking of right now. And I think maybe it's because when I hear the generals gather in their masses, crusades. Not crusades, I'm sorry. Vikings, the great heathen army versus I see.
Now Ozzy Osbourne is like just drumming in the back of my head. I know he wasn't the drummer. I'm just saying. So let's see. I'm still looking. Can you think of any other ones? Let's see. Who's another good redhead?
I know, that's what I was like.
Oh, I love her. She's from Urban Legends.
Same. I'm sorry.
Zoe something. She's from Urban Legends and she's got red hair. The movie, not the show. The first movie. I want to say her name's Zoe. That or Zoe was a character that she played. But she's got red hair.
Sophie Turner, please.
Sophie Turner, absolutely.
I love Sophie Turner. And what is the girl from, you said?
Urban Legends is the movie. It's got Amy Adams, Alicia Silverstone, Lagatha, Selma Blair, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Michelle Pfeiffer, Sophie Turner. I feel like we need to get another OG. What about Julia Roberts as a Valkyrie can't you just picture her taking a soldier off the battlefield after he's died in her wings and taking him to Valhalla? I can picture that with Julia Roberts. You can't?
No, I'm
You're okay. If you can't, it's cool. I pictured her with wings, and I was like, oh, she'd be so pretty.
Alicia Witt is
Alicia Witt. What do you think about her as a redheaded Valkyrie?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Like, I wish that I could see
Julia. That's okay.
Julia.
No worries.
I could see
Julia
her
will be cast eventually.
Base. Emma Roberts
as a Valkyrie.
Absolutely, she's a bitch.
God,
she kind of has.
Do we want to cast her again? God.
Right. Like, she's just.
Evan Peters, sponsor us. We're so good for her money. We just want to cast her as a bitch, apparently.
Right. I mean, I guess Valkyries aren't bitches, but I could totally see her be like.
I bet some people look at them that way.
Yeah, I mean, I
bet there's a viewpoint in which you see them as a bitch, but I mean, I see them as a powerful woman, and bitch or not, I could see Emma Roberts.
I could. Well, I like the
Evan Peters, sponsor us. We like you better.
I like the way that on the Vikings they kind of showed. First of all, I just want to say
we have all 9.
Awesome. I can see naked women. This is how I see it. Men dead all over, people still fighting, and these beautiful, gorgeous, naked women with
glowing with wings.
Yeah, blonde fucking hair, red hair, brown hair flowing all down their back.
Beautiful porcelain skin.
Yes, I could totally see it. And
I also say beautiful porcelain skin because as a Norse individual, they would have porcelain skin versus a darker skin tone.
Oh, absolutely.
Not that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, I'm just saying, like, I picture that, like, glowing.
Shout out to the video game that just came out, which is called, holy shit, it's Ragnarok. It's fucking Ragnarok. I can't remember. It's Ragnarok. Okay, so the Ragnarok show, or the video game. It's Viking. It's called Assassin's Creed Ragnarok.
Oh, okay.
Shout
I was like,
out.
you said
There's
show.
a
I wasn't sure.
where they're on the battlefield and all of a sudden 2 crows fly by and the Viking stops because they're fighting the Christians, right? Who else would Vikings fight? And he's like, Odin is with us, and I'm like, yes. Like I just love it. Like
that's awesome.
I love the idea of Odin walking to on the side.
Oh, you know what? Odin does play a little piece. Should we cast Odin?
Sure.
Because okay, so I'm gonna stick with before when we talked about Odin, we talked Anthony Hopkins. I like Anthony Hopkins for Odin, and if we don't do him, then I like Sean Connery. But
they both look very similar.
Yeah, I still think like Sean Connery when we get to Celts, he's gonna be the king of that. Like he's gonna be the head
King
guy.
Arthur. No, yeah. King Arthur was young when he died, wasn't he? So never mind.
Yeah, but I mean like the Celtic pantheon. Like I feel like because Sean Connery, I mean he's got the Scottish accent anyway.
Right. Oh my God, we also got to cast Gerard Butler.
Oh, at some point.
Or is he Irish or Scottish?
I don't know because I'm thinking we'd cast him down in the Greek myths because of his looks, but.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do what they did. He's Moses in the Exodus movie. You didn't see that, but he was cast as Moses, and he was like, "Let my people go." Haven't seen it. Want to see it. Doesn't really make sense that he's Moses because he's got blue eyes. But I'm kind of really wanting to see it because I like Gerard. Oh my God, am I wrong? Was it Christian Bale? I could see that too.
I feel like I've seen Christian Bale as Moses. Now
Maybe
that you say that,
I thought it was Gerard Butler, but
I have no idea. I didn't even know they made a new movie. So this is nothing new. Like what I'm picturing.
Yeah,
what I'm picturing is nothing new.
I think I may be wrong, but
I don't know.
I can't wait to talk about Christian topics as well.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Basically, the story of Thor in a dress. Thor.
He wakes up to find Mjolnir's gone. Fucking love that. Like, I love weird ass words. Mjolnir.
I know.
Mjolnir's
we were just talking about that. I'm not even going to get into that topic, but we were just talking about certain words, specifically German words that are so fun to say because you got the.
Yes, exactly.
So Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Holy shit, Mjolnir's gone. What the fuck? Thor can't survive.
Loki, goddammit, you did some shit.
Right.
You pulling shit, Loki.
Right.
We know you're up to something.
So basically, Thor goes to Loki and is like, "Where's the fuck my hammer? You know what I mean? Where's my hammer?"
And Loki's like, "I see an opportunity.
Right.
For I have not taken your hammer, but I can help you. I can help you find out who did. We can take it back." This is my favorite part of this story is like Loki's like he is just like, I'm gonna make this shit fun.
Right.
Because like Loki, get it? Loki
is high key.
He's like, Thor thinks that it was Loki because Loki's always trying to get him back for whatever, but really Loki's like, I'm gonna bide my time, but I'm gonna have fun with you on this.
Yeah, story. Right? Because Thor's over there like, put my hammer.
Right? And so Loki's like, oh, well, get Freya to loan you her falcon dress so I can fly down to the world of man.
Right.
Because we've been seeing lots of storms down there, so it's obvious that someone down there has your hammer and they can't wield it nearly as well as you can, Thor.
I love it.
I know. So
they don't even have the fucking... I can't think of the quote. Never mind. It's like, he who is worthy shall possess the power of Thor. Yeah. They don't even have the power of Thor. Or you're not worthy. You know what I mean?
Right. So Thor goes to Freya because he's all like, oh, shit, I guess I gotta accept Loki's help.
And nobody likes Loki, but everybody loves Loki. It's like, that's what I love so much about Loki in particular in Norse mythology and just, I guess, pop culture and everything is Loki is the family member that everybody's like, but he's family, so he gets invited to the barbecue.
Right? It's like, But he fucking ruined, like, my crops for the year. That's just how he is, man.
What do you gotta do? Well, it's like, I know everybody has a shitty person in their family that they can't stand to be around at some point. And they're like, ew, so-and-so's gonna be there, fuck. But he's family. We can't not invite him. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's how everybody is about, you know.
Somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this somebody is Loki.
Yeah, our lovely Tormund with the red curls.
Right.
Yeah. So Freya, of course, she's like, if Thor's hammer is missing, all of Asgard is in danger because Thor is he's the protector. His hammer is the only thing that can protect all of the Aesir. So she gladly gives over her cloak.
Right, but doesn't it turn out that... wait, am I missing something?
Well, this is before we have confirmed that Thrym has
Right.
the hammer.
What am I missing?
This is, Loki tells Thor, I'll help you, but I need Freya's gown to do so.
Yes.
So, but he says, Thor, she doesn't like me. You're going to have to get the gown for me. And then Thor goes and tells her, like, my hammer's been stolen. I need Loki's help to get it back.
And she says, yeah.
And she says, yeah. So he puts on her falcon dress and flies down to the man's world.
But nobody down there has it, right?
Well, that's where the ice giants live.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so they don't live in their own dimension then.
Well, like, they do, but it's not up in Asgard.
It's a different type.
It's like, they describe it as, like, they're essentially, when I was reading they're like the glaciers that the people of the North see in the distance. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, that's the way I was reading it. Like,
so
from I don't remember exactly how they described it, but that was my mental interpretation so the ice giants in Norse mythology are really the fucking glaciers back here.
That makes total sense.
And that's how I read it. So, like, they are down with the land of man, but not a part of the land of man. Does that make sense?
No, I'm sure you're correct.
That's how I understood what I read.
So, from what I thought I understood, again, your theory makes so much sense. I wonder if that's where ice giants originated.
Right, that's what I
thought that they had their own, there's Asgard, there's Midgard. I didn't think they were Midgard.
It's called Jotunheim.
Okay.
Jotunheim
Okay,
is what
so
it's
they
called.
do have their own little dimension.
Yeah, but when Loki says the weather in the land of man is being changed, that's because from Jotunheim, Thrym is trying to control the weather with the hammer, and he's fucking it up.
Do it because
but he's
not worthy.
But it's the land of man whose weather he's messing with.
Yes.
So, like, it's like they're not with the Asgardians, but they're not a part of the land of man, but you still have to go down to get to them. From the way, that's what it seemed from what I read.
Well, the way the Norse gods, they have, like, different realms.
Right, like,
it's there's, like, stacked on top of one another.
There's, like, Midgard and Asgard and Jotunheim and Niflheim.
When I see it personally,
am I saying, is that right? Is Niflheim one of them? Tell me, guys. I don't know.
There's so
what heathens listen to us.
There's so many. Please. So the way that it makes sense in my head, and I think that this is just me, is it's like this, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the only way I can make sense of it, because Norse mythology is very confusing. Like, we just talked about their creation myth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like so.
Well, and they also have, like, the tree of life thing going on,
which
too,
all the way.
And so it's like. But the way I pictured what I was reading, right? So, like, if you're watching a movie, it's like Thor and Freya and Loki are up in something akin to Olympus, right?
Or like a heaven type.
And then, like, the ice giants, or Thrym specifically, is like a glacier. And then the land of man is, like, kind of down below. Like, you have to, it's a ways from the glacier, but it's still
same level.
Well,
or slightly the great,
but just not the same level as Asgard. Like that's the way it looked from what I was reading. But again, this is just what my mind is evoking based on what I was reading.
Because, like I said, the only way that it makes sense to me is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So it's cool that how does it make sense to you guys? How do you picture the realms? Because some people picture them all on the same like level, but different dimensions.
Okay, so to explain one thing to everybody, right? Just so that everybody understands how I work with every theology that I read about. I connect it to Earth, right? So, like, just like with Olympus, right? Like we've talked about, a lot of the things that they talk about in their lore are actual physical places on Earth, right? And so, like, very much Mount Olympus, I picture at the top of a mountain above the clouds, that's where they exist. And I really do relate it to our plane here on Earth and how these stories would come about from the peoples that lived in the earth. And like, so when I was reading about the Norse, it was like, oh, so the ice giants are those glaciers that are way in the distance, but like storms come in from that direction. And so like it's a threat to their livelihoods. And that's where the stories of ice giants come from, is it's something bad that's trying to hurt them.
I think the idea that it could be glaciers is absolutely amazing.
So it's just like my mind, that's how my mind works with all the different theologies that I read. Same with like the Slavic ones that I go through. And it's all about like how it relates to actual Earth, and not only like the beautiful ways that the stories came about from people's minds, but the ways that those stories came about for people to understand the world in which they lived. Because that is very much my belief on religion, because we see so many similarities among different paths, right? We've talked about it before, how like you can find certain storylines in a bunch of different religions. You can find the same practices in a bunch of different religions. And to me, it's because my belief is that religion comes from a place of man trying to understand the world in which we live and exist, as well as connect with the divine, because we can feel it exists there, especially when we live closer to nature. So I really try to picture religion in that way when I read the stories of mythology, like where it came about, not just from a spiritual aspect, but from a natural aspect as well. So I could be picturing wrong what they mean. You know what I mean? Like they might mean it is like specifically like they're in this level, and then the ice giants is in this level, and man is in this level. It's just in my head I picture it as like the actual globe of the world. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. I think maybe part of the reason I see it that way is also because at the bottom level is the river.
Yeah.
And so that's where Odin goes, loses his eye. So when I hear bottom level, I think, oh, there's other levels. You know, it makes sense. You know, and also, so maybe that makes me wonder are they different levels on the Tree of Life? Makes a lot of sense.
And I've read that too. But as you had kind of said during the Hollow Earth theory episode, like humans sometimes can't conceptualize certain things, like how big space is. I think because we live in the world we live in, it's hard for me to conceptualize like this being a level on a tree. Like this is one limb, and then there are other limbs, because I guess like that would be what I understand the world tree theory to be, from what I've read on it in Norse mythology, is like literally there's different levels in the tree, and like they live up in like the top branches or something.
And then the very lowest is where the river kind of flows into the tree, and that's where there was 3 fates, I think. Sure. There's also a giant, or a very wise person down there. And the way that he got his knowledge is by plucking his eye out, and something to do with the river. It's a very long story. But I just know the bottom half is the one with the river.
Okay.
And the 3, and they have like little animals down there.
It's so hard for me to conceptualize it. So when I read myths, I literally conceptualize it like
Norse is, I really think it's one of my most it's, for me anyway, it's like reading Enochian. Everything gets all like jumbled because I don't understand, right? It absolutely, like the different dimensions and them being stacked on one another. That just makes a lot more sense to me. I think that I read that in the Norse mythology book that I showed you last time.
No, and I've read that as well, but I can't conceptualize it that way. So when I'm reading the myth that we were reading, that's how I'm picturing it, is like there's the heavens and then they come down, because it specifically says he flies down to the where the ice, to where the ice giants are, and where the land of man comes in is where the weather's being fucked with.
So he's like magic carpet fucking ride down to the next couple.
Well, no, he's got a falcon dress and he flies.
Oh, well,
Freya has a fucking dress that lets her fly.
You know what's so funny?
Which is so cool.
It's so funny.
I think that's so cool to me.
I know that this is not how it happened, but imagine Loki holding Thor like this, and he's like flying, and Thor's like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable, you know what I mean? So they go to another dimension. I don't think I'm using the right word when I say dimension. It's the only way I can think to make sense of it in my head, because it's so confusing. And that's where that person has the
that's thing. Where Thrym is. Yeah. So we come upon our Thanos. He's like gigantic. He's purple. Like the way it was described and what I read is he is the size of a mountain himself. Yeah. He's outside. Which makes sense that it's
in another dimension because it's so tall.
It's so big. Yeah. Like he is outside playing with his dogs and horses. His dogs are the size of elephants, and his horses are the size of houses. So can you imagine a horse like the size of this whole structure? Well, I'm sure he couldn't ride it, right? But like, can you imagine a horse that big? Like, I can't conceptualize that.
Prehistoric horses.
Ah, so huge. Huge motherfuckers.
Right.
Like, a dog the size of an elephant can eat me. Like, I am a tasty treat.
Absolutely.
And I probably would be.
I can't.
I'd be defenseless to a dog
I'm definitely saying Thor being like, hey, that's my hammer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, but
or Thor he's telling Loki, that guy has my hammer.
Well, really, it's Loki being like, I bet I know. I can help you. That's like one of my favorite things about this story is Loki's fucking trickster. Like, he is such a fucking trickster. He's like, I'm gonna have so much fun with this. And so he like goes down and he's like, all right, Thrym, how are you today? You seem to be having fun playing with the weather. You're the only one who's strong enough to use Thor's hammer that's missing. And Thrym's just like, at first he's not willing to tell, but the more Loki like compliments him on how he's able to use the hammer, the more he's like, yeah, I fucking did it. I took it. And he says it is 12 leagues below the sea caves where Queen Ran lives with her daughters, the white-capped waves, which I don't know what Queen Ran is, but that's where Thrym says he has the hammer hidden, and he's got a bunch of like giants guarding it and shit too. And Loki's like, yeah, we'd like to have that back, and Thrym's like, no, but I'll trade you.
Right, and I want Freya.
The most beautiful.
I'd love to marry Freya, so imagine Thanos and
that's gross.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh. Oof.
Lord.
No. Jamie Presley be like, bitch, please.
Right.
I could just picture her being like, no Thanos.
So Loki pretty much agrees, right?
Yeah, Loki, yeah. He's like okay. Make that happen.
So then they go back up, right? And they tell Freya, and she's like, no way in fucking hell. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not.
Yeah, but again, Loki's being all like a shitbag the whole time. So like he tells Thor about how Thrym was bragging about stealing.
I know. I see in my head as it's going. I see Thor being like, "That guy has my hammer," and Loki's like, "Just wait here, I got this."
Yeah, exactly.
And so Thor's not to make Thor sound like a bitch or anything, right. but he doesn't have his hammer.
He can't do shit. He's gonna get all pissy.
Yeah, I can totally see Thor being a little emotional because he doesn't have his hammer, so he's like peeking out.
He was denutted.
Yeah, literally. So he's like peeking out and he's like watching. He can't hear what they're saying, and then Loki's like. Then they come back, and Freya's like, no, I'm not going to marry him.
Right, because Loki's like building up how ugly he is. He's like, he's throbbing and he's purple and he's the size of a mountain.
I'm so
Holy
sorry.
Shit, that was way too sexual.
Speaking
My
of
bad.
dildo.
I just meant...
That's the meme.
Oh my God, is it really?
He's got a big... purple cock.
Purple, yeah.
So, Hemsworth, that's when he kind of speaks up and is like, hold on. You know?
Yeah.
Dress Thor up.
Yeah. Present him as Freya.
It makes, because for some reason it makes total sense.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, in a way it does, like, because presenting a wife and she's going to be covered up so you can hide Thor as Freya.
Like, he's and these are not fucking, the size.
Right. Exactly. I mean? Well, I mean, but also, like, these guys are fucking giants. So if you send two dudes and say they're two women, are these giants even going to know the difference? You know what I mean?
I'm like,
because Loki is the handmaiden that goes with Thor.
Right, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. So I can't help but like I am picturing Chris Hemsworth in a dress. I can't help it. I'm absolutely doing it. And you know, like you said, the Valkyries or whatever, they're all like making him all look nice.
And it's so funny because they're like curling his hair, and he's just like pissed off, and they think it's hilarious because like he didn't want to do it. He was like, hell. No, I am not dressing up in a dress.
Tim Deal says that. Everybody turns and looks at Thor right? At the same time.
And Thor's just like,
no, nothing.
And Loki's like,
everybody's getting their day fucked up.
Yeah, except Loki. He's having a fucking blast.
Right.
And Heimdall, because he can see it all, right?
Right. So I imagine he's like hiding his smile or he's fighting like, too.
Go ahead. Protest all you want.
Well, I just love the fact that like he literally like walks down the aisle like and this motherfucker doesn't know that it's Thor. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, you know, he doesn't know until Thor is like
right
ready
there
to get like, his hammer. Yeah.
Raise like, the veil.
So, you know, Thor gets all prettied, but he's completely covered in Freya's dress that the Valkyries have fucking taken out because Thor's huge compared to Freya. So they gotta cover him in his bulky chainmail because he's got armor on underneath because he's like, you know, he's going up against giants, right? Mm-hmm. He's got to be protected. And then he's angry and he doesn't want to do it at all. So Loki's like, I'll be your speaking party.
Oh my god. Why are they like, this is a good idea?
Right? I can just like picture Loki like happy in his dress versus Thor who's just like,
miserable.
So angry. So angry. And the Valkyries didn't help. You know, Emma Roberts is like, God, Thor, I wish my hair was as nice as yours.
Right. I bet he has great hair.
I bet he does.
You know, like.
I mean, C.H. Mountain has amazing hair.
Right. I mean, look at Chris Hemsworth hair, too. I mean, I know we're not imagining him, but I can't help it.
Sorry. I picture him too small for Thor. Like,
Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah. I mean, like, when you could compare him to, like, I guess Triple H isn't very tall, but he is much bigger. Or Jason Momoa, who is not the right aesthetic for a Norse god. But I just picture Hemsworth as smaller.
He's like, fuck you, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I know. I mean? Every time we bring up Chris Hemsworth, all I can think of is that song.
I know. That's so funny. But fucking asshole.
But I love how the Giants don't realize that like, it's Thor until Thor's like, I'm going to let you know it's me.
Lifts the fucking veil.
Well, and in the version that I read, it talks about at the meal, they served him tiny little dainty portions.
Right.
And he's like, oh, fuck no, I'm hungry. And he eats like a whole fucking ox
White
and
Chicks
shit.
Flashback. When he's like, how about a lady for the salad? Or perhaps a lady for the salad? And he's like, perhaps not.
Right,
I want some chili cheese fries.
Exactly. And they're like, oh, wow, he's eaten so much. And like the whole time Loki's like, oh, I'm covering it. And he's like, oh, well, Freya's been so excited to come marry you. She hasn't eaten for 8 days. She is starving.
Oh my God.
You know? And it's like,
the Norse people actually like thought of this.
Right? I know. And then the next thing that it said was like, he peers under the veil to look Freya in the eye because Loki said she was so excited to be his bride. And like, Thor's just glaring at him, like, angry as fuck, which is when I started picturing Triple H.
Like, wow, you have lots of passion in your eyes.
Right. Well, and that's exactly how it goes, because, like, he's like, why is she looking so angry? And Loki's like, oh, it's passion.
Well, in my head, I'm imagining that movie Willow. You know how that guy's, like, dressed as a girl? He's like, oh, fucking, like, nose like this, and that fucker's like, wanna breed? Oh, poor Thor. Poor Thor.
And then Thrym gets so excited, he's like,
wanna breed?
It's like, fetch the hammer so we can breed.
Yeah,
like, he's gotta trade the hammer for Freya. He thinks he's gonna smash.
Right, because she's just so...
Like, and wouldn't it really be smashing if a mountain is having sex with a goddess? Like, ain't she dying? Like, how is that gonna work? Not to bring the Thanos dildo up again.
I mean, I'm think sure there's we can find that.
I don't want to read that fan
fiction. I don't want to read that.
Don't send it to me. No. Maybe some other fan fiction, but not giants.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it takes me back to a hentai that I rented by accident as a child.
No, don't.
No.
So I imagine it would be really weird. I think giantism is a fetish people have. I don't know. We're talking a lot about sex. I promise, guys.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
Right.
I'm pregnant. Okay.
It's about marriage. I mean, he thought he was gonna smash.
He did. And like.
And but then Thor smashed because he got his hammer.
Right. So I think it's at that point. Is it at that point Thor's kind of like, whoosh,
well, like as soon as the hammer's within reach.
Yeah, he's like,
guess what?
It's Thor, and I bet he was like, oh, I'm so sorry again. Flashback to White Chicks when he's like, I'm a man. And Tyler, what is it? Tyler, what's his name? The big
Perry?
black man.
Tyler
Perry. He's like, oh, you ain't white. Because he knew he was a man the whole time. Like he knew the whole time he was a fucking man, and they make you think that he doesn't fucking know. Like I could see. What's his name?
It's funny.
Thurm? How do you pronounce
Thrym?
it? Thrym. I could so see him doing some shit like that. Like, plot twist, knew the whole time.
Oh, if he knew the whole time, he was dumb because like he gets killed.
Yeah. Well, of course, but the comedy aspect is he knew the whole time and was still down.
Oh. My bad. I didn't pick that up.
Yeah.
Amber dropping the sex thing.
He's like,
bad.
oh, it's not Freya. Oh,
that'll
it's
be
Thor?
alright. That's alright.
That's alright.
I don't mind pounding that hammer.
Something. He got a little something.
He did. Well, and then he killed the whole wedding party. He got a little something for sure. Like, what I don't get about this story is it says that he first kills Thrym, then he kills everybody at the wedding, and then he smashes the house that they're in. But he and Loki are just standing there.
I can imagine them like camera angle. You see their backs, and at their feet, it's like the whole thing, and then they turn around and they're like, okay, you know what I mean? Like partners in crime.
Let's go.
Yep, let's go.
I mean, I can see it because like that's how the story read. That like the longest version one that I read that had all the details in it. That's how it ended. Is like he just destroys everything, and it like falls down around them. But they're just standing there, like, they're cool. They didn't have to, like, run out of the house. It didn't crush them. It just fell down around them. And I'm just like, that's some fairy tale shit.
Right, exactly. And, like, yep, got your back, bro. And then they just walk away unscratched.
Ice stripes melted. No more glacier.
So fucking hilarious. I do love this story.
Yeah, I do too. I love that when we decided we were going to change up one of our episodes for this week, we both looked up this story,
one, absolutely.
And we're like, how about this?
Absolutely.
So it was serendipitous.
But see, the thing is, like with Loki, I imagine he's actually a beautiful woman because he's a shapeshifter, and then you just have Thor, and he's not as disguised. That's why I loved that I mentioned. Maybe he knew the whole time it was Thor and was like, okay, this is a good thing. You know what I mean?
That's so funny. I didn't picture that because for the moment, had forgotten Loki was a shapeshifter.
Right, so he's like this beautiful woman.
Yeah. And, like, he can show his face, but Thor's got to hide because he's not a shapeshifter.
I mean, it also could be funny if he didn't. He's like, I didn't even think of that. You know what I mean?
Right? He's just like, oh, I guess I didn't have to, like, just put melons in here.
Wait, aren't you a shapeshifter? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Want to hop on my back? I'll turn into a horse, take you home.
Yeah, right.
Since I fucked up in the beginning, let's fix it for the end.
That is hilarious. So that was a really fun episode.
Was fun.
I really enjoyed that.
I did too.
So, if you enjoyed this one, definitely go back and check out our freaking...
Yes, please, Love Flies Away.
Right, check out our Psych and Cupid one.
Yeah.
So this one was a little bit more raw for me, I'll say, because I typically follow the Hellenic Pantheon, and like I said, Norse is very confusing. To me. I think it's confusing to a lot of people.
I mean, I say it's newer to me. Obviously, like, I've heard of different gods and goddesses my whole life, but I've never looked into it until the past couple years. And at the same time that I was getting interested in looking into the Norse is when the Slavic pantheon made me go, what? Why am I not looking into that? You know what I mean? Right. So, like, that's taken a vast part of my interest. A mutual friend of ours gave me a bunch of books, including that one that I still have to get through.
I have a hammer. He gave me a Thor's hammer.
Yeah. My mom is now wearing a Thor's hammer, which I thought was great.
It's something that is very special to me because I can now officially say I got a Thor's hammer from a Nordic Vicky, yeah, exactly. So and it's very powerful to me as well. I think it's very very protective. You know, and normally from what he explained was usually people who start reading into the path get a rune on a necklace. And then they go up to a Thor's hammer, but I was lucky, and he gave me a Thor's hammer. That's just very kind.
That's cool.
So, you know, there are some myths I do get because I've been studying for a while, but again, it's not that I don't know the myth, it's that it's like reading Enochian. It's the only way I can describe it. And, you know, like, or reading the Greek letters, it's like I'm dyslexic. It all just switches and switches. And
I have to take more time. Like, I really meant to, what I wanted to do was look up more information on Loki and Freya and the Valkyries and Heimdall and have more than just base info on them. Yeah. Because at this point I just have kind of like base info.
Right, exactly.
But I figure, you know, we'll get
into that. Yeah, we'll have to do another one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. We'll get into that as we go through.
I would love to do an episode on how Odin lost his eye. Yeah. And then that would also kind of talk about the different, you know, layers. Yeah. So, I mean, that would
be a good myth to cover one day. I don't know, if you're a heathen and you listen to us, please give us suggestions on specific myths to cover, because we've decided we prefer covering a myth versus a specific deity, if that makes sense. So yeah, let us know, because it's kind of new to us, so we definitely love
and we're not pretending like we know everything about every fucking thing. We're learning along with you.
Yeah. Exactly. We're sharing.
Right. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the Psych and Cupid. Love Flies Away.
Yes.
Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment if you can. Yes. We are also on Instagram at Witches Talking Tarot.
And we are on Twitter at Classiest Witches.
Right.
We have a Patreon, and so I'll take the time to say hello, Melissa.
Hello, Dallin.
Thank you both very much. We appreciate your support. If you would also like to support us, please visit our Patreon, which is Talking Tarot, where we have official merch, we have extra content, we do a monthly horoscope, we do a monthly guided meditation. So there's definitely some cool stuff to check out on there. And it helps us out. It helps us give you a better podcast.
All right. Well, see you guys later.
Thanks for coming to sit with us for a spell.
Thank you.
Bye.